Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. While PDP is going through rough times in Rivers State, APC seem to have the same, even worse issue in their party. As we speak right now, regardless of what is going on between Wike, his Loyalist, and Fubara, all hell seems to be let loose in Rivers APC as the drama begins. But this time around, they have decided to move not only in judiciary, they decided to go through the court cases and even much more. Let's dive into the news proper to find out exactly what is going on, and there's no end anytime soon. Kindly subscribe to our channel. According to the news, the leadership crisis rocking the Rivers State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has taken a fresh twist, with two rival factions interpreting a recent Court of Appeal ruling to suit their opposing claims to legitimacy. As at Friday, the Port Harcourt Division of the Court of Appeal ruled on an appeal filed by the APC National Executive Committee against a High Court injunction restraining the party from conducting its congresses in Rivers State. The appellate court held that issues concerning the internal affairs and leadership of a political party are not justiciable, thereby nullifying the earlier High Court order and striking out the suit filed by Peter Ohochukwu on behalf of the dissolved State Working Committee led by Ameachi. In a swift reaction, the faction leader, or the faction loyal to Chief Tony Okocha, celebrated the judgment as a victory and a validation of his leadership, with the faction's publicity secretary Chibuike Ikenga claiming in a statement that the decision has reaffirmed Tony Okocha as the party chairman in the state. However, in a counter statement, the Ameachi faction dismissed the interpretation of the judgment by the Okocha camp as misleading and false, with their own publicity secretary, Darlington Nwoju, clarifying that the Court of Appeal ruling was merely on an interlocutory appeal and did not invalidate the subsisting High Court judgment affirming Beke's leadership. He also held that the ruling did not disturb the judgment delivered by Justice Sika Aprioko on August 12, 2024, which validated the tenure of the Beke-led executive until October 21st, 2025. October 21st, 2025, just about the corner. My colleague is in the house. And just fairly recently, Supreme Court made a verdict on the issue of politics and political leadership, that these things are political and must not, in all honesty, be brought to court. They should, internally justify their issue. Now, with Ameachi, with that kind of Supreme Court verdict that came in favor of PDP, if it's now being applied in APC Rivers State, what do you think will be the fate of Ameachi and Tony Okocha with this drag crisis going on in Rivers State in APC? Don't also forget that in this rumor and counter rumor that Fubara may be considering entering APC in Rivers State. With this Ameachi and Tony Okocha rulership, what do you think will be the outcome?
I think that this case is, for me, very technical in the sense that, number one, Ameachi was the party chairman. There was state party chairman. There was a congress that took place, and Ameachi was elected. When they went to court, I don't know what they did. They had to give it to Okocha. So right down, if this issue is meant to be resolved by the party leadership, it should go normally to Ameachi. But don't forget that Tony Okocha is Wike's very strong man in APC. Wike is seen as the leader of both APC and PDP in Rivers State. Be that as it may, if the issue is relaxed into the hands of the leadership, Ganduje, don't forget, when he came to Rivers State, he acknowledged Okocha as, the chairman of the party. You understand?
And that's national level.
And that's at the national level. So, be that as it may, it's quite unfortunate that everything will have to go to Okocha. But however, the issue needs to be decided, because this case is coming up from the perspective of I was elected. This one is appointed.
You should be elected.
And so it should be the elected guy that should be there. He accepts there will be a subsequent order by the leadership of the party at the national level that all elected, the issue of Congress that was held in Rivers State has been cancelled. So there should be a stipulated date for a new election to take place. Outside of that, it should be Ameachi Beke. But then, you know what politics in Nigeria looks like. APC right now wants to be at a level, or wants to position itself such that they work with the best hand. Or let me not say work with the best hand, with the hand that wins, with the side that wins. So if Wike had picked Tony Okocha as the person that should run the show for APC in Rivers State, it therefore means it has to be me. It has to be Tony Okocha that will carry the day. So right now, with Supreme Court verdict that it has to be internal issue, it must be resolved internally. Issues of internal leadership in any political party is meant to be handled internally. It therefore means Ameachi Beke is losing out. That's just the position of things.
But don't you think that either he loses that one way, or that October 2025 is what he has? His tenure will have to elapse.
Yes.
October, June, May, is there quite any difference, really? Because the truth be told, we're looking at a leadership that will run the election for 2027. And do you think, in all honesty, that when his tenure elapses, they even allow the young man to even enjoy his tenure, when eventually the tenure elapses, do you think if he has a rerun, he will have a chance of winning again? I mean, Ameachi Beke now.
Nah, it's impossible. You know that whatever if at the national, that's if at INEC level, we are still seeing abracadabra happen in local government, senatorial district, and also in governorship election and all of that. We still see a lot of things, which is very questionable happen. Talk less of a party level. Party level is a case of Congress will hold. But right now, if you've been following up in especially APC, PDP, it seems as though Congresses don't really hold. Even if it will hold, but they know the people that. So even though whether you people go and what they do, there is open ballot system. Everybody drop in here. We'll do the counting, so they know what to do. So it's not going to be. And before then, the person who's going to be the boss have already been kind of appointed by the national leadership. So that's the issue. So right now, I think Ameachi Beke will have to lose out, because unfortunately,
APC is supposed to be Rotimi Amechi's party, and it looks as if Wike is still having a say and his way in APC Rivers, despite the fact that Rotimi Amechi ought to be the state leader.
Yes, that's how it should be. But don't forget that Bola Ahmed Tinubu sees Rotimi Amechi as one of his rival, you understand? Because during that period, Rotimi Amechi, we saw how he run around the whole of the stadium in Rivers, just to show I have the youthful strength to continue with leadership and all that. But it didn't favor him. So right now, he's at a very quiet level, just watching, hoping that possible changes will come up. But unfortunately, if you've been listening to him speak fairly recently, you notice that he's at the advisory level now, advising Nigerians, because he knows that he doesn't have any place in Nigerian politics right now. Let's tell ourselves the truth. He doesn't have any place because Rivers State, he has been handed over to Wike, and he doesn't want to go into that wrestling with Wike and none of that. It doesn't really make any sense. So right now, he's just hoping that Nigerians will turn a new leaf by possibly reacting against the leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, snatching power from, so that because immediately the leadership of APC is being distorted, it will affect Wike being the boss at this other end, you understand? So from there he can now, because by that time I know so much that Wike will not have federal power again. So that's what most of them are hoping that would happen.
All right, let's go wrap it up.